welcome back to my channel. It's been a while since I've posted on this second channel. I'm sorry about that, but today I've got a video talking about the 5 books that I want to read this summer. Now, I've seen around a lot of booktubers talking about 10 books they want to read this summer, but I'm having to do 5 because I've got quite a long university reading list too for my second year of university, so I'm trying to be a bit realistic and think, okay, I think I can probably finish about 5 by the end of summer. Try to be a bit realistic here and think, okay, we can try and do this probably. So, and plus I'm not the fastest reader that I used to be, so it makes it harder for me. But yeah, my clothes are very very flowery and stuff today because this is something from my Eid clothes. If you guys don't know, I'm Muslim and I fasted the whole month of Ramadan now, and then just a few days ago I celebrated Eid. Today's Friday, so it's been like 2 days since Eid, so yeah. Anyway, sorry, I always go off track. I've got my 5 books sitting here next to me. I've got a plate of apples to snack on, so if you see me chewing on something, it's most likely this. And I've got my little laptop in front of me to talk about some of the synopsis of some of the books, because I don't tend to read synopsises of books. I tend to just go in kind of, just read the blurb at the back and then go in a bit blind and just read it. So yeah, I can tell you guys a bit about it. I'm just going to start with the book that I'm currently reading, which is called Elizabeth is Missing, and it's by Emma Healy. Actually, if you guys didn't know, I actually started reading this before Ramadan came along, because my summer started in May, roughly. My summer holidays, my summer break started in around May, so I started this around that time, and I put it on hold during Ramadan because I wanted to be able to concentrate on reading the Quran and stuff, and praying and everything and stuff. So yeah, that's why I put it on hold. But I'm currently on chapter 4. If I check, yeah, I'm a few pages until I start chapter 5, and it's been about a month since I haven't read it. So this is the book I'm currently reading. I'll give you a bit of a backstory on it. It's about an old grandma, essentially. Her name's Maud, and she's kind of got is it dementia? Yeah, dementia. She's got dementia and she's slowly losing her memory. So this book is kind of a mystery book because it talks about her friend Elizabeth, who's actually, she feels is missing, and it's kind of like a two-sided book. So like, it talks about part of her when she was a bit younger. So we see young Maud and her sister Suki, or Susan, she just called her Suki. Sister Suki went missing too. And then we see older Maud, who's like here suffering with dementia now, who feels her best friend Elizabeth is missing. No one believes her, like even her daughter, her care workers, and even like Elizabeth's son Peter, I think his name is, doesn't believe her either. But I'll just read the little summary for you guys because I'm not very good at describing books. I think you know that from the last book video I did. So it says this: in this darkly riveting debut novel, a sophisticated psychological mystery that is also heartbreakingly honest meditation on memory, identity and aging, an elderly woman descending into dementia embarks on a desperate quest to find the best friend she believes has disappeared, and her search for the truth will go back decades and have shattering consequences. Maud, an aging grandmother, is slowly losing her memory and the grip on everyday life, yet she refuses to forget her best friend Elizabeth, who she is convinced is missing and in terrible danger. But no one will listen to Maud, not her frustrated daughter Helen, not her caretakers, not the police, and especially not Elizabeth's mercurial son, Peter. Armed with handwritten notes she leaves for herself and an overwhelming feeling that Elizabeth needs her help, Maud resolves to discover the truth and save her beloved friend. This singular obsession forms a cornerstone of Maud's rapidly dissolving present, but the clues she discovers seem to only lead her deeper into her past, to another unsolved disappearance, her sister Suki, who vanished shortly after World War II. As vivid memories of a tragedy that occurred more than 50 years ago come flooding back, Maud discovers new momentum in her search for her friend. Could the mystery of Suki's disappearance hold the key to finding Elizabeth? That's what it's about. It's really good. It's mystery, and I don't tend to read mystery. I'm very much stuck in my ways where I like romance, chick lit, really that's it kind of thing, teen fiction, contemporary. I'm very much stuck in my way and I like things that I like. I don't tend to branch out a bit, but I try to branch out. And it was sitting on my little shelf that you can't see, but it's just above out of the screen. I have a little bookshelf up there where I hold all my university books and then books I kind of want to read, because the rest of my books kind of sit in a corner, hidden away again, which you can't see because I haven't got shelving or anything, so they sit in boxes anyway. So I take out a few books every couple of months change them out, and if I don't read them then I put them back and get new ones out, kind of thing. But this book was sitting on my shelf for quite a while and I just hadn't read it, so I wanted to read it. And I quite like it so far. Like I said, I'm only like on chapter 4, coming towards the beginning of chapter 5, but I quite like it. It's a bit confusing with the whole like split, like younger Maud and then older Maud, and I actually took a while to get into it because I felt like the story was dragging a bit. But now that I've hit like chapter 4, I'm starting to get into it a little bit. A lot of the reviews are really good on this book as well, which isn't the reason why I got it, but the reason I got it was I saw it in store in W.H. Smith, or was it Waterstones? Might be Waterstones actually, in Waterstones, and I saw the cover and I was like, oh, that looks very nice. Like, I was like, ooh, this looks really good. But I actually am enjoying it, and this is one I really want to finish, so I'm putting this one first. The second one is, this is not in no particular order by the way, just what I've got in my pile next to me. The second one is called A Commonplace Killing by Sean Busby, and I've just recently, well today actually I have to say, found out that Sean Busby herself passed away in 2012 and I had no idea. So this is the first novel I'll ever be reading by Sean Busby, and I hope I like it. I bought this for a friend for her birthday because I wanted to buy her books. I knew she was like me and liked books. This is like nearly 2 years ago now actually. And then I picked it up myself again because I went back to the same shop again. I picked it up again for myself and I never got around to reading it. Again, it's been sitting on that little shelf up there kind of thing, and I just never got around to reading it, and it was just like, why haven't I read it? So I thought I'll put it this summer to read it. Again, I'll read it because like I said, I don't read anything else apart from the blurb at the back, and then I'll be like, oh, seems interesting. Again, it's something different than what I normally would read. What is the genre? It's mystery again, and it's historical fiction. So I'll tell you what it's about because I actually don't know. All I know is set in 1946. It says right at the top, London, July 1946. Give me a second to catch my breath. I talk really fast so I get out of breath really quickly. Okay. Set in the bleakness and confusion of post-World War II London, this gripping psychological thriller unravels the double life of a seemingly proper middle-class woman found strangled to death. On a damp July morning in 1946, two schoolboys find a woman's body in a bomb site in North London. The woman is identified as Lillian Frobisher, a wife and mother who lived in a war-damaged terrace a few streets away. The police assume that Lil must have been the victim of vicious sexual assault, but the autopsy finds no evidence of rape, and Divisional Detective Inspector Jim Cooper turns his attention to her private life. How did Lil come to be in the bomb site, a well-known lover's haunt? If she had consensual sex, why was she strangled? Why was her husband seemingly unaware that she had failed to come home on the night she was killed? In this gripping murder story, Sean Busby gradually peels away the veneer and stoicism and respectability to reveal the dark truths at the heart of post-war austerity Britain. Again, not something I didn't read. It's kind of historical fiction, it's mystery, it's a thriller, it's a psychological thriller of that as well. And it just seemed really interesting, and like, I think, I'm not gonna lie, the cover again was what drew me in. I know they say you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but I genuinely get drawn in by covers first. Then I read the blurb and decide if I like it. So I did read the blurb and I decided I liked it, like I said, because it just seemed really interesting. Like I said, I'm not really into historical fictions usually, but I was so intrigued by it. So it's something I really want to read by the end of this summer. Views are very good again, reviews. I'm on Goodreads by the way, because I trust Goodreads like 100%. It's my place to go for book reviews. But apparently people are saying it's not that much of a mystery, but it's really like, it's still very well done. Like the story is really well and the characters are written pretty well too. And I'm a person who's not really plot driven. I'm more about characters. Like if there's good characters in a book, I tend to like it. But if they're kind of weak, kind of don't hold much personality type of characters, and the plot's very strong, I probably won't like, even though plot is a very important part of the book. I think I mentioned this in my last book video. I probably did. I haven't read it yet, so obviously I don't know, but I'm going to read this and I'm quite excited. So yes, next book is called When Wings Expand, and it's written by, I can't pronounce her name, Meheded Mariam Sinclair. Yeah, this is it. It's about a Muslim girl called Noor living in Canada, and yeah. I bought this originally because I wanted to read it during Ramadan, because I like reading books like this during Ramadan that revolve around the life of Muslim characters, because it makes me more like pumped up and stuff for Ramadan. But I never got around to doing that, and because what happened was, last year I read a book and it was in my 2015 favourite books. yeah, 2015 favourite books, it was in that, and it was about Muslim characters too, and it kind of encouraged me to pray and stuff and do my religion very properly and stuff. So yeah, I wanted to read this book for that reason, and I never got around to doing it, but I want to read this probably after I finish Elizabeth is Missing. So I'm thinking of reading this, and it's actually, as I've just flicked through, it's very much her journal, like it's like written diary style, so it's like daily and stuff, and it's very interesting. It's not something I would have read for a few years now. Something I probably would have, like journal style things I probably would have read more, or diary style writing I would have read more when I was younger, like probably 10, 11ish, and I'm like nearly 20 now. So but I'm open to read anything no matter what the age limit or age target is. Alright, so I'm going to read what it says on Goodreads now as like the description of the book. It looks very interesting when I read it earlier on. Like I said, I don't really read synopsises online, I just kind of go in blind and just read a book. But for the purpose of the video, I decided to look up some of the synopsises, and this is this one for this book. Writing on the pages of her journal, Noor, a teenage girl in Canada, charts the onset and advance of her mother's cancer. Noor watches her mother's body begin to shrink and her mood begin to darken, and when family and friends begin to encroach, Noor must face the prospect of her mother's looming death. Noor bears the crushing loss and finds her adolescent life more demanding and complex, but with the legacy of her mother's love, her family's support, and the guidance of her faith, she manages to overcome the searing pain and use her newfound strength to bring joy to the lives of others, showing them that after death, wings can expand. Title reference. So yeah, like I said, I didn't really do much research on this. I literally went into, if you're in Birmingham, you know this shop probably. It's called Amazon's. I went into there because my sisters need to buy some things for masjid classes, like they go to masjid to like learn Quran and stuff properly, and they need to buy something from there. So I went with them, obviously with my mom and stuff, and then I went to the book section, and I always do that. I venture into the book section of any shop. So I did that, and I found this, and I found the other books that, like, I bought a few other books, the one I read last year as well, and this one, and a few others, and I quite like it. I'm really kind of getting into like Islamic fiction, if that makes sense, because I read quite a bit on Wattpad. Sorry about that, you could hear my dad. But yeah, I got into like Islamic fiction because of Wattpad. I read quite a bit. I didn't even know it existed on Wattpad. Like I suddenly just like looked at the different genres on Wattpad, and then I found like Islamic literature, like Islamic fiction. And I was just like, oh, that's cool. Well, actually it wasn't called that, it was called spiritual. Those things that like different religions and more like spiritual kind of books. And it was really interesting. I was like, wow, I didn't even know this like genre even existed. So yeah, I just think it's really like going to be an interesting book to read, because it'll be about a young girl's like journey after losing her mother to cancer and stuff, and I just feel like it'd be very interesting to read, and I'm quite excited to read this. So I might like most likely will read this next after I finish Elizabeth is Missing. The next book is along similar lines, where it's a bit more like different country, I guess, as you could say. It's called Daughters of Dust, Growing Up an Outcast in the Desert of Sudan, and it's written by Wendy Wallace. I walked into the works and saw this randomly. I picked it up again. The cover was very beautiful. I liked it because like the woman's wearing like a really nice veil and stuff, like scarf and everything. It looked really pretty. It looked like a very pretty cover, and on the top it says powerful and moving. I think that's one of the critics, and it just made me like really draw in. Then I read the back and I was like, wow, this seems really good. It's classed as a cultural like fiction book because it's about Africa, North Africa to be exact, which is Sudan, and I'm going to read a little description. It's not too big on this one. A beautifully written memoir of growing up abandoned in the desert city of Khartoum, I think. Layla understands from early on that she is not part of normal Sudanese society. Her parents are unable to care for her, so she's banished to a strict orphanage along with children born outside marriage. At school, Layla and her best friend Amal are called Daughters of Sin. Her pretty sister Zulima is married off to a much older man, while the nannies say an abandoned girl is lucky to get an offer of marriage at all. At the age of 10, both Layla and Amal endure female circumcision, so what's it called, FGM, female genital mutilation. I learned about this like last year, but yeah. Suffering appalling prejudice and thought to bring the evil eye. Layla remains outgoing and brave and manages to get an education. She goes on to marry, have 4 children and divorce, yet to even grow up, she continues to know the stigma of being abandoned. Undaunted, Layla found her own charity to help those shunned and outcast, and she continues to work tirelessly to dispel prejudice. This beautifully written, graceful memoir perfectly evokes the heat and colour of the North African desert and tells of the true friendships that are born out of adversity. I just feel like it's a really good book. It seems like it'll have a very powerful message. Like I said, it's kind of talking about like girls who are married, girls who are born out of marriage, and how like it said, the nannies say that they're very lucky to even get an offer of marriage and like a proposal of marriage. Doesn't matter if it is like an old man or something. And I just feel like it's something really like relevant to like things that happen in like Middle East and Asia. So, and considering I'm from like Pakistan, well, my family's from Pakistan and like originate from Pakistan, and like it's something that goes on there too occasionally, like the shunning of you if you're born out of wedlock and stuff like that, or like even like getting married to older men if you like just want to get rid of you as such, and like all of that. It just seems very like interesting, and I just feel like it'd be really interesting to read, so I really want to read it this summer. So yeah, because I want to kind of get into reading a bit more again, because it's been like dying out a bit again, and then it comes back again, and then it dies out again, and that happens to me quite a lot, so I just want to really get back into it again. So yeah, and then the last book, my voice just cracked there. The last book is The Hidden Cottage by Erica James. Now, anyone who knows me knows I love Erica James. Like, she's my favourite author to read during this time of year and summer. She writes a lot of chick lit and female women's literature, women's fiction as they call it, but I call it chick lit. And I've read basically a lot of her books and I love them, and I especially love reading them at this time of year. Like I said, this just looks really pretty, just like looking at it. Doesn't it look pretty? It looks like such a pretty summery kind of book. Like, it made me want to read it, and I feel like it's like Erica James tends to be like an easy read for me, so I like reading her books. And this is quite a thick book too, but I still feel like I'll be able to get through it. It's like, how many pages? Let's see. 372 pages, but I still feel like I'll be able to get through it, because her books tend to be an easy read and something that I can just chill in bed with and like just casually read, take my time, read it, you know, kind of thing. A cup of tea, you know, that kind of thing. So I'll just read the description for you. Mia Channing appears to have an enviable life, a beautiful home, a happy marriage, a job she enjoys, and 3 grown-up children to whom she's devoted, but appearances can be deceptive. When the family gathers for her son's 30th birthday, he brings with him his latest girlfriend, who, to their surprise, has a 9-year-old daughter. Then, before the birthday cake has even been cut, Mia's youngest daughter, Daisy, has seized the opportunity to drop a bombshell. It's an evening that marks a turning point in all their lives, when old resentments and regrets surface and the carefully ordered world Mia has created begins to unravel. I honestly love Erica James. That I didn't really care what the book was about. It just, reading something about Erica James after a really long time would be nice, because I started reading things about Erica James when I was about 12, which is probably quite young to start reading chick lit, but my mother, because like school told my mother that my reading was very advanced from a young age, so my mom gave me a lot of her older books, and I still got a few like of her older books that are Erica James, like A Breath of Fresh Air. Can't think anything on the top of my head right now, but that was one favourite one of mine, and I read that when I was like 13, probably 14, probably younger actually, I'm not sure, but like I haven't read her for a while, since about 14, 15, so it's been a few years, so I really want to read something by her again and like fall in love with Erica James's style of writing again. And generally she's an easy like go-to if I want to read something chick lit. I know I'll like something by Erica James usually if it's chick lit, so yeah. So that was the last of my books, and that's kind of all I really want to read this summer, just because like I said, I have some university reading to do as well, so I don't want to pressurize myself to read too much. I usually don't like setting reading goals, even though I've set to read like 30 books this year. Like the Goodreads reading challenge I've set is 30 books a year this year, and I've only managed to get to like 2 of them, I think. And yeah, but I typically don't like setting targets, but I've done it for this summer. But yeah, I don't know, I think I'll enjoy all these books. I just need to get through them and like take my time and not feel pressured to read them, and if I don't finish all of them by summer, it's okay. So yeah, I just wanted to share this with you guys, because I know a lot of booktubers are doing this right now, and yeah, I should talk to you guys real soon. Remember to subscribe and like this video if you liked it, and you want to see more book related videos on this channel, because I don't know, I feel like I neglect this channel a little bit here and there. Like I put videos up sometimes, then I don't altogether forget to do videos for months and months on end. So yeah, I'm gonna go now, so I'll talk to you guys real soon. Toodles!